A sacred pause, new beginnings, and an offering. An invitation plus some life updates from a changing woman by Sydney Searchwell Simpson. Blessings, beloveds. I pray that your hearts, minds, and spirits can find presence and strength during these complex times. I know for myself, it's been important and a very important practice of mine over the last 3 years to maintain the practices that keep me centered, meaning rooted in the heart, rooted in truth, rooted in the divine, so that I may bear witness to the violence and the suffering that is unfolding in a way that strengthens my capacity to take action as we build a more loving and life-honoring way of being on this beautiful earth that we call home. So, while you're here, I pray that you can remember and honor what keeps you connected. I pray that you find aligned and authentic ways to serve this moment through your presence. And I pray that we all remember what unites us all. Allow that light to fill our hearts and guide our action and way of being in this world at this time. This newsletter holds an offering and some very sweet updates from this life of mine, so I hope you're able to receive whatever medicine that you need from it. First and foremost, the free offering. This Saturday, June 28th, I'll be doing a live dialogue and Q&A all online with Steve Brett, the co-founder of Third Space. And in the conversation, we'll be covering what the consciousness of domination is and its role in the relational crisis we are living through today, pathways for individual and collective repair, the power of embodied spirituality in cultural transformation, how we build our capacity to midwife a regenerative revolution, and so much more. There will be so much room for questions and just space to connect live, so I would love to see you there. I'll put a link in the show notes so you can access the registration. So if it calls you, I'll be there and very happy to receive you and to see you. Moving forward, a sacred pause for new beginnings. So about 3 weeks ago, I began to feel the call to pause, and this was very important because many events were beginning to unfold that have offered me clarity on where the heart's way is guiding me next. My time spent editing the Sacred Pathways episodes began to feel really draining. All of the energy I had for weeks to edit my poetry manuscript halted. But amidst this, all of this, I could feel the call to be with old, new loves of mine. I began to spend copious amounts of time in my garden, connecting to and creating with the herbs, flowers, vegetables, and fruits that are now growing in abundance. I've gathered wild strawberries and I made a delicious, sugar-free wild berry lemon sorbet during the heat wave that we've been having. I've been drying peonies for an herbal steam that I'll be making with motherwort soon. I've been drying rose for my upcoming birthday cake, which I'm really excited to create. And strawberry leaves, I've been saving them because they're super packed with vitamin C and they're just so great to have when you need to reconnect with the medicine of summer and joy in the depths of winter. And it's beautiful because outside of harvesting, the beauty and the joy for me really rest in simply connecting to and caring for these plants. I find that wherever I am in this world, I'm able to receive the love of these medicines because they know me as I know them, and that makes all places a home. I also began to return to ceremony, singing medicine and devotional songs to the earth, trance dancing, painting. I've spent whole mornings whirling as the divine whispers, "It's just you and me." I've felt my heart remembering the bliss of openness and the necessity of my being in that state to serve the divine in my fullest capacity. One of my favorite things about Simma, which is a Sufi devotional ceremony, and the practice of whirling, is that I'm able to truly surrender to the movement when my heart is focused on the divine. If I get lost in my thoughts or in trying to order my spinning, I quickly stumble and lose my balance. But when I am truly centered, whether deep within myself or focused on my right hand raised to the sky, my surroundings disappear in a whirl and my own whirling just happens naturally. I become completely grounded in my focus, the place we are all homeward bound to, the divine calling us home. It reminds me of the line in the Kawali song Mankunto Maula, which is, "Enter the heart, melt therein, you and me in sweet harmony." I also began to reconnect with the sacred feminine and the mystic path embedded in my heart. She appears when I have truly surrendered to the flow of my movement in dance and my movement in this dance of life. She's reminded me of my gifts as a healer, gifts I've often kept to myself or within a small circle of people. I feel in my heart that I'm being called to deepen my trust in these gifts, to invite people, particularly women, into the many practices and points of connection that have allowed me to be who I am and how I am today. I feel like my connection with the moon is deepening. I've been calling myself a changing woman lately. I can't predict, where my soul will call me next, but that's also what I wished for. I wished to never lose hope of the endless possibilities within me to serve life however I can. So the path of endless change and evolution chose me, and I trust that. And there's something really wild about this energy that I love. I felt profound healing in surrendering to this pause, to the strengthening sisterhood that has emerged with new and old friends, to my communion with the earth mirroring my deepening communion with God. Clarity has unfolded from uncertainty again in that eternal cycle, a path that I used to fear, but now choose to embrace so I can truly know and experience my unity with the sacred mystery we are embedded in. It's one thing to surrender. It's another thing to trust. So I've received the guidance to place a pause on the Sacred Pathways episodes. I don't know what this means, and I don't really need to. I'm trusting that this pause has its place in the greater unfoldment of things. I feel that this platform is evolving in new ways, aligned with the direction my heart has revealed to me. More healing offerings with the gifts of plants, more expression of the sacred feminine, more devotional expressions. I've been making music lately, and that has been such play for me. More collaborations in the direction of the project I've been dreaming up for the past year. More of what is true, here and now, unfolding as effortlessly as the whirl when my focus is clear in both surrender and trust. I'm not forcing something into creation because I trust in the promise of its arrival through my being in the present moment. I can feel the energy of what wishes to emerge, and it is absolutely divine. So I will listen as I am guided like a mother's body to her child, to nourish the inevitability of what wants to emerge from me in this moment. So I'll keep sharing here in the Substack newsletter because there's beauty in sharing the great unfoldment of whatever is to come. It helps show you all that I am and will always be in process, and that the magic of the journey is right here. Not in a predetermined destination, not in a fixed outcome, but in the eternally unfolding present moment. This is where I want to be. It is where the beloved is. You and me, God. Just you and me. Like a river always finds her course, I too will find and be found by mine. Beloveds, I am so grateful for the journey that the creation of Sacred Pathways has walked me through. And I know that it's not the end. This is and continues to be like just a very critical step to whatever, and however the divine wishes to use my life at this time. And so, for folks who are listening to this on podcast platforms, if you wish to stay connected, I highly recommend that you connect through Substack. You only need to submit your email and everything is directed straight to your inbox. I'll keep sharing videos, photos, audios, and whatever arrives from this journey through Substack. And we'll go from there. I'm really trusting in the process, and I pray that this inspires you to trust yours no matter where it guides you. No matter where it guides you, the present moment is always speaking to us, and the divine is always speaking to us through what is here and now. And so I pray that you are able to listen, surrender, and trust, because I feel like in that path, magic happens through us, Anyways, I'm sending you so much love, and I'm grateful to always be walking this path with you. Take good care. If you are interested in sharing your heart path story, art, or in sharing a paradigm shifting conversation on the podcast, you can find the application in the show notes or the description bar. There you will also find links to join our community on Substack, where I share personal and emergent audios related to the episode themes and my personal process of living and being another way. Come engage and connect with other listeners and co-journers in the gatherings and conversations held only on Substack. You can also find the link to my website, Jivan Mukta Healing, to learn more about the work that I do to be of service to the world at this time. Until then, I wish you and your beloveds peace and presence on the path and journey. Connect soon.